Sweet with their top 5 hit, Fox on the Run, here on your home for Classic Hits 100.3 The Point. Time now for the mildly interesting news headline of the night. Our headline comes to us from Mother Russia, where one company is now selling robots that look just like real people. Robots, something I've talked about a few times on this program in the past. I have very mixed feelings about things like this. But just to set the stage here, the company Promobot says that for around $50,000, they'll make you a robot that looks like a clone of a real person. But that's not all. These machines also come equipped with artificial intelligence that allows them to do certain tasks like answering phone calls at the office, even accepting payments on things. And look, I understand that robots and other machines offer a lot of conveniences. That's great, but here's my issue, and this isn't even including the whole possibility of a Terminator or robot societal takeover, iRobot style. One, it's just creepy. I mean, if someone has like a relative or an ex-significant other that they just want to keep a fake copy of lying around the house, that's disturbing, and this is going to enable them to do that. I don't like that. Two, there's a very real concern here that as robots become more advanced and human-like, that companies start employing them instead of actual people. And we've seen this. Things like ATM, self-checkouts, convenient for us, right? But not for the people who end up booted out of those positions. Same thing is true now for customer support. Think of how many automated menus you have to go through to change your internet or whatever. And robots now, they can look like people, they can drive vehicles, they can clean, they can move workloads around in warehouses. So as robots enter these workplaces, I think it's more likely that actual people get kicked out of them, and that's just kind of the unsettling reality of it. So that's my main concern I have with robots being integrated further into people's homes and lives. I mean, that and they could kill us. But more great music coming up. This is Marquette's home for Classic Hits 100.3 The Point. Popular Monster. That's a new one from Falling in Reverse. Saw those guys at Warped Tour in 2018, I want to say it was, and they're a great act. It's great to see them finally getting some respect on the national scene. And if it sounds like you've heard them before somewhere, though, you might not be entirely wrong. Lead vocalist Ronnie Radke was actually part of another popular band, Escape the Fate. This was in the early 2000s, but Radke kept getting himself in different kinds of trouble. Fight trouble, drug trouble, that sort of stuff, and Escape the Fate kicked him out of the band. They went on and did their own thing, touring across the country, while Radke served 2 years in prison. After he gets out, he forms Falling in Reverse, and he did not rekindle his friendship with the former band very quickly at all. Radke felt betrayed by them, and they were like, bro, you couldn't leave the county, what'd you expect us to do? But eventually they did get over it, and they even toured together in a Bury the Hatchet tour, as it was called. And in my opinion, the world a much better place now because of it. We've got more of the best modern rock coming up. Papa Roach frontman Jacoby Shaddix teams up with a Mongolian metal band. Next on 99.5 K-Rock, new rock for a new generation. What is Halloween night without the Ghostbusters theme, right? Ray Parker Jr. with the song from the movie soundtrack here on your home for Classic Hits. Like I said at the start of the program, we're going to be starting every hour of the show tonight with a song or two that's either directly or loosely relatable to Halloween. Our mildly interesting news headline of the night, also Halloween related. We'll get to that one a little later on, though. Corey Hart has the floor next, right here on Marquette's home for Classic Hits 100.3 The Point. Well, maybe you did the listeners a solid there, because I was going to sing out the last tonight. It would have sounded better with the music. Maybe not, though. Anyway, Emo Halloween, Simple Plan. What a fantastic song. I'm Just a Kid. Probably my favorite of theirs.
It's a pretty good song.
I thought you were going to argue with me about it or something. You were looking at me very disgusted.
Oh, my God. I adore you. You are a snack in the office.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't like it when we say it, but he is. You want to get real sad? We can get sad.
Well, no, we got that for the second hour. The Super Sad Boy set list is set for the second hour of the program. Obviously, you just heard Simple Plan. We've done some Paramore earlier, A Day to Remember. Still very early on into the night. But I do want to step aside, because no Emo Halloween is good without a story about Warped Tour. And I went in 2018 to what was the last of the touring ones, where they were going around the country, right? I was like, well, if we don't go now. So me and a couple other friends went downstate and saw Simple Plan live. They were one of the bands there on stage, and their lead singer, what's his name? Pierre
Yes.
something. I forget his last name.
Me too.
Garcon.
Anyway.
That was close.
I was like, I don't think that's
He does
right.
a front flip off the stage. It's right when the build up to I'm Just a Kid, and then the first I'm Just a Kid. He just somersaults forward off the stage into the crowd, and it was insane. And that is one of those moments. Like, those are the moments that you'd think you might forget over time, but you don't.
I don't know if I'd forget that.
I don't think
honestly.
I would.
I think
'Cause
that'd be
it's
pretty
cool,
memorable.
yeah.
Well, especially memorable because we were maybe 4 or 5 rows back because
Oh,
we had
that's
seen
cool.
the act that was there before, Falling in Reverse, because I was a big fan
really?
of them, and they took the stage before. And if you don't listen to Falling in Reverse, by the way, you should. They're a fantastic band. They've got a new hit single out right now, Popular Monster. But anyway, they had taken the stage, so I was insistent on seeing them. So we were all ready. Even though we were in the back of Falling in Reverse, we got to weasel up when everybody was clearing out for them. And we sat for about half an hour and did not move so that we could be in like the first 3 rows for Simple Plan. And sure enough, it filled up. It's like, an outdoor auditorium, but everything in there was packed. And they put on such a great show. They had everybody do a circle pit around the security guard. I forget her name. It was
funny.
Sharon or something. And they were like, Sharon. And it was just, what a phenomenal show. I would say
Yeah.
Simple Plan and Bowling for Soup are probably 2 of the best acts I have
Really?
seen live.
That's
Yes.
crazy to me.
I would not have thought that.
No.
You wouldn't. That's what makes it so fun, though, especially in the case of Bowling for Soup. Probably have them a little later on in the show, but what do we have coming up next?
Well, one of my favorite Fall Out Boy songs. Keep the angst going here.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Fall Out Boys, Thanks for the Memories. Here on your home for today's hit music, it's an emo Halloween on 94.9 The Bay.